Yo, 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 we are back with another episode of Leaf with the Legends podcast. Today I'm joined by, my brother, man. I've been knowing this dude going on 30 years, a Milwaukee legend, Rufus King legend, one of the top five hoopers to come out of the mill. Yeah, I said it. I'm with my boy. I'm with DuPree Fletcher, man. Thanks for pulling up to the podcast, bro.
Appreciate you, Lee. Appreciate you for having me.
Man, you already know. You already know, man. So like I said, we go way back, bro. Like we met each other when we was like 8 or 9. Uh, when did like when did you know that you was more talented than your peers?
I mean, it wasn't never like that, Lee. You know that. We was just hooping. Like,
Yeah. But you
I
was
know,
but you was always like nicer, like you had that it factor.
but it wasn't really never towards y'all. You can't never really just remember me saying I'm colder than you and
Oh
you.
no,
You
no, no.
know what I'm saying? So I really never thought about it. Like it was always us against them. That was
No,
really the
facts.
issue for me. So
No, for sure, for sure. No, and that's one thing about you, like you always been like a great teammate, and I had the privilege of, playing on the same team as you from 10, 11 under, AAU high school. So we was together year round from,
you're right.
10 to 18, so just to see how you conducted yourself, on the court and outside the court, like always one of my top teammates, and it just goes to show, how you just described it. Like, and when I said peers, like not necessarily your teammates, but just like when we was going against our opponents, like
Yeah, but if you wasn't on our team, you wasn't, you know what I'm saying, you wasn't the shit. You wasn't
man,
like
for
it.
real.
That's
No,
what it
no, we
is.
hear it. No, you right, you right, and I think it's something that was instilled in us like at a young age, and someone who's come up, in other interviews, with Al and Ray, but Coach Johnson. Coach John. I don't think Coach Johnson get enough credit. For not only assembling the huh.
I said, oh, Nikki.
Oh, Nikki, yeah, yeah. Oh, Nikki, yeah. But just how he assembled the team, but then how he taught us the fundamentals. He had us all structured, all organized and whatnot. So it was, I think, that really set the tone, and we was dogs. So like, if we could win by 20, we was gonna win by 30. If we can win by 30, we was trying to win by 40. So that killer instinct was instilled.
Yeah, man, we used to, man, 50s, 60s. It used to be fun. It used to be a party
It was a
early.
party. It was a party for sure. So, who was some of those players like growing up that you kind of modeled your game after, or you looked at and you was like, "Damn, I want to take this little piece, or and put it in my game."
Remember, I thought I was Grant Hill. I went from Grant Hill to Allen Iverson. Man, that was basically it. You
Grant
know,
Hill
it
and
was
AI. I
I
see it.
went from the three to the one.
But defensively though, like you to this day, I think you have like one of the like quickest like hands I played with and been around. So like defensively, was there anybody who you looked at and was like, okay, I want to play defense like that person?
No, it was just we used to play this game in the street, like on 58. Shout out to Barrels. Look.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was called line. We ain't had no courts like that. So it was basically you dribble from one line to this line, and I got to stop you. So
Mm,
doing a lot of that, I guess, translating on to the court without me even knowing. Like I'm just a kid, really having fun. So
that makes sense. That makes sense. So let's talk about like from 10 to like 14 before we got into high school. Like let's talk about them AAU days, bro. Cause like I don't I personally think we need a documentary.
yeah,
Um, because it wasn't too many, back then. Like now, you a coach. And AAU is kind of watered down, kind of saturated. But back then, you had like in the city, you had three main teams. You had Pal Swish, you had the Rebels, and then you had Brookfield Magic. And but now, like, let's just talk about like some of them early battles and how we was just whooping up on everybody, winning state championship after state championship. Man, what's some of the memories you got?
Like it was just like it was more the off the court stuff for me, like the being around y'all and basically y'all we like you said, we grew up together every day, every weekend. It wasn't the day that I ain't seen Khalid, with AKA Doc. It was the Doc day.
Yeah. Shout out to Mr. Brown.
Doc day. But people in 100, like most, I came from a big family, but that the real family part wasn't really there. Like, you know what I'm saying? That everybody was, all over the place handling business. But actually to have something to just really be a part of, that was more of the, you know what I'm saying, the fun. The basketball, we was really good. So the basketball, it is what it was. We was just winning. But, the off the court stuff meant the most to me.
No,
You know?
for sure, and I think it shows. Just in our brotherhood. I ran into Bart. Hadn't seen Bart maybe in 6 months, but it's just right when we seen each other, we just like
Leaf.
like I hung out with him. The other night. It just we just pick up. So I think those early switch days, and it just showed the power of basketball too. Just to develop those relationships and those connections. So winning, like we said, winning state championship after state championship, going on these national tournaments, your stock is rising. So obviously coaches within the city, they know that. So you could have picked whichever high school you wanted to go to, public, private, charter, whatever. How did you end up choosing, King?
Got a I don't know. It was, it was just y'all. My brothers was going to King, so it just made more sense to go that way instead of going to like per se Riverside. Or anything.
So it came down to Riverside and King.
Riverside and King all the way up to the last night.
What was the deciding factor?
Oh, Cedar. I talked to
C-Dub.
Cedar for a minute. That did it.
That would have been you and Draylon over there. That would have been ugly.
Yeah, that was the plan. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I made a good decision. Good
I
look at
would,
C Dub. That was a great decision. Thank you.
I would agree. I would agree. So what, like going into King as a freshman, knowing the prestige behind King basketball, like what's your what's your expectations as a freshman?
Man, I thought it was gonna be sweet. Yeah, when we got there, Jimmy and Jackson wasn't having it. Like they humbled me real quick. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? But I
yeah.
guess that's what I needed.
No.
So
So
I thought it was gonna be sweet.
what was some of them bumps and bruises that you had to take?
I mean, the whole they used to mess with me for little stuff, bro. I mean, I used to do so much, and this what we arguing about right here, like, like man, cut your hair, do this, do that, like practice. Like at first, we was practicing for 2.5 hours
Yeah.
when we first got there.
Yeah, because I
Run
remember I,
Lincoln.
I remember we was remember because I was on freshman, so we was off site. So we would be waiting for the bus up top to watch. We'll be watching y'all practice. We would go practice off site, come back because remember freshman JV practice together. So freshman JV would come back, y'all still would be practicing.
You know?
I was saying that was wild.
Long practices. Then you got to run to Lincoln, and then start running to the park and coming back. Like I understand stuff, but damn, like we got a track outside. Let's go hit that 4 5 times. So we running to Lincoln.
All right, so freshman year, you take your lumps or whatever. You learn the ropes. So then sophomore year, you coming in and you like, what's your mindset now?
I mean, now I kind of see the game a little bit. I took a few bruises with the Washington win. That kind of stuck with me. I mean, I really wanted to play it. I wanted to play with y'all. Really, like
Yeah,
no disrespect to the ones before, but as you said, I've been playing with y'all my whole life up until this point. So it's like I know what we can do if you switch, swap out a little bit, you know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
So it's kind of frustrating. That's sophomore year that loss was real frustrating. Freshman year you coming in wanting to see. Sophomore year your expectations a little higher and then you still fail. So it's like now it's starting to press the button a little bit. Like what the hell?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, so sophomore year, fall short, but then junior year, we coming in. But let before we get to junior year, your sophomore year, like AAU season, like I think that's when I really saw you like just really take a jump where it was like, all right, like we know Fletch, but Fletch on a whole nother level right now. So like with you producing and playing, at such a high level, you got invited to the ABCD camp. So like I want to hit on that experience a little bit. Like how was that, playing with literally the top, players in the country?
I mean, that's when I realized everything was political. I went back to back years. I mean, it's really scary if you think about it. They drop you in the middle of New Jersey. You by yourself. You shut in from the hotel to the gym. It's just it's coaches everywhere. It's cameras everywhere. It's like I mean, in a sense, you're happy to be there, but I mean, if you ain't got no representation or anything like that, you in a bad situation.
Mm. See, I haven't heard that side of it. It's more so the glitz and the glamour of it. It's like, oh yeah, I'm at this top camp, but you don't think about it on that, from that front.
Like my sophomore year, Marty had to leave. That was when Corey and them was winning nationals.
Okay.
So he was there the first like day or two. Then he had to get up out of there. And, and I feel I played better my sophomore year and didn't make the All Star team. And then the following year, when I was, now my head starting to get into it. Now I'm cocky. Now I ain't, and I make the All Star team. It was real confusing to, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. No, that's a hell of a kind of take on it. I never heard that, that side of it.
you gotta have somebody speak for you.
All right, so let's jump into, junior year. Like, man, we that year we went 26-0, hoisted that gold ball up, man. Like what was some of the memorable kind of experiences you remember from that season?
That season was fun. That was a really fun season, Lee. Like people don't understand. Like we was everywhere. We was playing as much as we could. We was traveling. Like that season, that season, that season. What I think what made me who I am today.
Mm,
Like, because it wasn't no 30-point scores. It wasn't no 40s and 50s. Nobody did that. Everybody did their part. We won. Like.
true.
And it was the prime example if winning, if we win, everybody.
You're right. You're
Uh,
right. And I think that season just like kind of showed the chemistry, right? Because essentially at King you had two families meshing. At least at our junior year, you had Jahi, Ham, uh, Gutter, BT, kind of with that Rebels family core. And then you had me, you, Dixon, Goody, all of us, with that Swish slash DTA core. So I think like once you brought, combined those forces and we had that experience, we knew what it took. We was hurt from sophomore year. Like I think it was just like, all right, let's go. Like we on one. We on one this whole season. And we pushed each other too in practice.
right, right. Yeah, I mean, it was kind of easier for me because the warnings and all that, I was playing with them
Yep,
already. So
yep.
it was kind of, I was already in the middle. So
Yeah. So after we win state, our junior year, going into our senior year, do you think we got the respect that we deserve?
I mean, I think we did. I believe what highest 17th in the country, or was that the next year? It
No,
was
that
something.
was this. Yeah, that was. I think that was after 17. Yeah, after junior year.
I mean, everybody, you take out the Farragut game, we were 28-0. We got it back, a win, but I think everybody was, because when Q talked about us playing Vincent and them beating them, he talked about it with so much like that was the highlight of
That was their state
everything.
championship.
Right. So I
Yeah,
was like, but without that loss, I don't think we win the state championship.
I agree. I agree. I agree. That's a really good point because we was rolling and
Uh,
we thought we was untouchable, in a sense, and that really humbled us and brought us back kind of down to earth. We were like, nah, we good. Like I said,
because we was everywhere. We was everywhere our junior year. We was everywhere. We was everywhere our senior year. Like we New York, South
Myrtle
Carolina. We
Beach,
was
yep.
everywhere.
Uh,
Everywhere.
St. Vincent, St. Mary. Remember we
Like,
played
man, yeah.
LeBron the old team. Yep, and he was just 1 year out.
1 year out, we was
Yep.
everywhere.
Yeah.
So it was different. It was different. Like,
Yeah. No, facts. So what's some of the moments and memories that you remember from senior year?
senior year we really had to play that year. We had Drew at the center. Like,
We was low key. We was damn near like Golden State before Golden
yeah,
State.
we had to play at a high pace. We had to play D. But at that time, it was like, around here, it was more on the national stage.
Yeah.
Let's see what we can do national.
Yep.
If I make one kick, I say it. We national champs.
Hey, you said it. Hey, you said it. Hey, it's all.
We make one kick as national champ, but it is what it is.
Hey,
I remember that vividly, though.
let's
I
talk about it.
remember that vividly.
Let's talk
So,
about it.
I get the steal. Now I'm bringing the ball down.
Hold
I
on.
look over.
Where we? You gotta set the tone. Where we playing? Who we playing?
We playing Kyle Lowry and
Shane Clark. Shane
Shane
Clark.
Clark
Yep.
and Myrtle Beach in the Final Four to go to the championship. I'm talking about high school ESPN basketball. Like,
Bracket.
we
Bracket.
had just beat Ramon Session there. It was on a different level. We fast forward, whatever. I think we down one,
Yep.
maybe.
I think it was one.
We
Yep.
get, no, it was tie game because
Was
we
it?
losing overtime.
Oh, that's right.
Because
That's right.
we're losing overtime. He gets the steal, I'm bringing it down. I look over at the bench. Guards don't normally call timeout. He didn't call timeout. So now I bring it up, and I'm just jumping up in the air with the ball going between my legs. I'm like, yeah. And the whole gym got up. And I beat my man. If the other dude don't step up, it's
Oh, it's a
game
bucket.
time. Let's
Yeah, it's a
go
bucket
home.
for sure.
But he stepped up. Goody man left his man that was on my left side. I pump fake. When I pump fake, I should have kicked it, but I still rose up and shot it anyway. Missed. We went into overtime and we ended up losing.
Yeah, yeah. But hey, we ride. We know you was our dog. So hey, we
But
ride
Goody
with you.
was set. I damn near looked him off. Like, we made eye contact. Like, he could do because he really ain't got over me with that. Like, I tell him about it more. Like, I know we looked at each other, but no, that was my fault.
Hey, my pops gonna love hearing that story because he was talking. My pops he brought that up a couple months ago. Like, man, I remember when DuPree was just jumping up and down.
And I look good dead in his eye. He was set like this. You know how good he used to have his hunch. He was ready. He was ready to lock and load. We go home. Like, damn, you hit the north one. Let me get one.
He did hit the North. We almost smoked North. I forgot about that.
Yeah, we probably beat North by a total of fucking 12 points in our 4 years.
Yeah, yeah,
I remember 2 game winners against North, both by Goody.
yep, yep. Yeah, shout out good, man. Good. Sharpshooter, sharpshooter. So, hey, our senior year, obviously your stock is still rising, right? So I remember you having college coaches fly into King to eat lunch with you. Like, so like with your recruitment being as high as it as it was, like what made you ultimately choose to go to Evansville?
Mm. I mean, that's a whole different conversation. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'd rather not really speak too much about that.
Hey, we good. We good. But you choose Evansville.
Uh,
All right. And then so you bounced around a little bit. Ultimately you end up at Whitewater.
yeah.
Okay. So looking back on like those 5 years, like would you change what would you change or do differently?
Like, I mean, the stuff at Evansville. I mean, I don't mind talking about the college stuff and what happened and all that.
Mhm.
Just the route on
On getting there.
what getting there,
Gotcha.
like,
Okay. Okay. That's real.
right.
Yeah.
I'm
So so
saying?
so, so what would you change?
Like change on picking schools or change on like in college.
Yeah, like what when you was in college, like would you have not hung around certain people or not did something or worked out a little harder or is
No, I mean half the shit that happened, like I really believe it was karma for them 4 years at King. All the you know what I'm saying, all the stuff I got away with, all the one foot in the streets, one foot in, what I'm saying, hooping. I think, God and karma just finally caught up with me. Like half the stuff that I was getting in trouble for, like at this point, I really wasn't doing shit. Like you know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
so that's what I believe. Like a lot of my stuff is party to the crimes and me not saying nothing. I have never gotten in trouble really here.
mhm,
Besides a little boss store incident or this and that. But most of my troubles is trying to be 1 foot in, 1 foot out, and not knowing my surroundings.
got you.
So
That's real. That's real. So, like I said, you end up, graduating from, UW Whitewater. So what was like once you got done at Whitewater, like was there some overseas opportunities or like what was next?
yeah, and then I ended up getting in trouble again, and that's when I had to go to jail for them 6 months. So it's like every time I had a chance to go play basketball and make some money, I always got in trouble.
Got you.
So, I mean, sitting back and really thinking about it years after, I was like, I mean, God don't want me to go hoop. He want me to, I guess, teach the game. So, and that's when I really stopped. That was in like 2012.
Got you. Got you. So what was your intro into like coaching, teaching the game?
When I got out of jail, C Dub was like, might as well come help Justin now.
Mhm.
So blessed again. I go from being in jail to getting out and going traveling EYBL. Like, like that's a blessing in its own. Like
For
I
sure.
didn't have to go do anything. And then after a year of that, my son was in the 5th grade. I mean K5. So see, was like, you might as well, start a second, third grade team, man, so your son could play. And that's where we are now.
I love it. I love it, man. Man, shout out to all three of your sons, but Miko and Mello for sure. So what's it like coaching your son? I know that face.
it's
Okay, all
like
right. It's like
it's
that.
like yeah, it's challenging. I mean, I've had them, really on my own since they've been 5 or 6. So it's when do you cut it off? When do you cut it on? You go from watching TV to watching film. You go to have it there to talk about you should be shooting like this. Like, shouldn't be
I can
playing the
imagine.
game, do push ups. Like, like if you don't go.
No, I can imagine. I can imagine. But I think just from the outside looking in, like I've been to a number of y'all games, and I see the dynamic, and I see the interaction, and it's like the three of y'all are all passionate, y'all all competitive. So I think the respect is obviously there, as them, as them being your sons. But what I see is like a little bit of like they want to make sure that they make pops proud. So and vice versa, and it's like those lines are going to be a little blurred because yeah, you got to be at school, you got to be at practice with them, and you got to be at the crib with them. But I think it just you making it work. So shout out to you. My hats off to you because you can honestly like say like they've been with you, like you've had full custody of them for damn near their whole life. So just for that, like man, like that says enough. And then for you to step into the coaching realm as well, like that's amazing, bro. So and it shows just in what y'all doing, as a team and individually. But like let's talk about some of the highlights that y'all had, this past season, at Carmen Northwest.
We finally made it to got a regional championship under our belt. That was the first time the kids got a chance to play. For a chance to play to go upstate, we came up short. But just to even be in that moment, like we got a school of 600 kids. Like I mean, nobody taller than 6'1", 6'2".
Yeah.
7 basketball players. Like we playing against kids that's getting highly well, you can't recruit, but come here, come here. What can I say, really? Like, okay, you come here, I can teach you to be better, but I really don't get off into all that. You give me what you got, and I can show you a fight. So.
For sure, and shout out to Miko, for his All State selection, and then he's already committed to Grambling State University. So I know that's got to be a proud dad moment, for you for sure.
Yeah, anytime you go to school, for free, that's fine. Me and my brothers fortunate enough to all went to school for free.
For sure.
You don't get too many like that. So now it's passing on. So I mean, you got to go to school to see what you like. You really don't know what you like until you leave away from your own life. You ain't gonna want to come back. So
I was gonna say he gonna love it down there.
yeah, you ain't gonna want to come back.
Yeah,
You gonna stay somewhere south. You ain't gonna come back north.
he
So
gonna love it down there. Hopefully, Tay still down there, but that's another conversation.
that's about
So
it.
what has been your proudest moment as a father, looking back on it?
I mean, just seeing them grow. Like we've been through everything together. Like, I mean, they've been through so much, um, and to see them fight through all the adversity and the challenges, and because I mean, everybody say the kids nowadays are soft and they couldn't make it out of it. Our stuff was more strenuous, like whoopings, and we can go outside and play. So they can't do that. So they stress level and they stuff is more mental. So to endure a lot of the mental stuff that we done went through our life, like I'm just proud of that. Like, I mean, I told them numerous times, you don't have to play basketball. Like, it really doesn't matter if you want to play basketball. So I don't know. I just happy for him. I'm happy, because I wasn't a 3.8 student, 4.2 student. Carmelo got a 4.2. Like, what can I say? I can't help you with nothing. What can I help you with?
4.2.
I can just be your biggest motivator. So I'm gonna
That's
keep motivating you to keep getting that 4.2. So
man, that's dope, man. Shout out to them, man. Shout out to you. That's amazing, man. So what advice would you give to 18-year-old DuPree Fletcher Sr.?
18-year-old before or after Evansville?
Oh, you were still 18 then?
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
let's let's say
Yeah.
let's say let's say both.
Before Evansville, I wouldn't have been at Evansville. After Evansville, um, probably wouldn't have changed too much. I'd have changed. I mean, a lot of stuff was out of my control after. So I mean, go down to Garden City, have kids. So now we're in a whole different realm, a whole different city. So now I'm getting in trouble going, we all are back in the get in trouble with your baby mama. So I'm on my way back, D1, Georgia State, committed, all that. Boom, get in trouble again. It's like I couldn't catch a break. Go to New Orleans. Do a year fine, killing it. Damn, they're scoring 50s. I mean, I had a couple 50-point guys. And you need 12 credit hours to hoop next year. We can't pay for summer, and you can only get 6 in a year in the summer. And I got 2 kids at the house. I mean, so here we go. Oh, be it, that's how the cookie crumbles.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, hey, but looking back on it, fast forward, 20, damn near 20 years, like I think all of those lessons and like even that advice that you would have told, your younger self, like some of those lessons are still, ringing true now. Where like and you could just tell just how you carry yourself, like how you pour into the younger generation, like how you giving back, like it's phenomenal, bro. Like, and it's great to see, knowing seeing somebody who I literally grew up with and damn near known my whole life, like, and seeing the
So
success.
we got a whole lot of stories.
I feel like we gotta tap into one, man. Maybe one story that the people don't might not know, man.
We got a whole lot of stories. A whole lot of stories.
I mean, you just got to think about all the shit that we were a part of, like from 10 and whether that was going over some to like Mr. Brown or C Dub house or on a AAU trip or on, at high school. Like,
See, a lot of the basketball shit is an actual blur. You gotta like say something to me, remind me, saying and I gotta, oh yeah, the other stuff, that like the stories and all that, like that's what's in my mind. Like
yeah,
that, I don't know why the basketball stuff is blur. I don't know, So,
man,
but
you got to think about it. We played a lot of games, bro, and won a lot of games.
So
Like, so yeah, they kind of,
I remember the ones we lost that really hurt my feelings. I remember Al tried to beat me up for when we was getting our ass kicked.
he was, hey, if we, that's one story we could tell. He said if you ain't make that game winner, he was gonna whoop your ass. He said you better be lucky you made that shot because I was gonna whoop your ass.
And then it was just crazy, dog. Like, but they don't understand the battles, the one-on-ones and stuff we used to have amongst each other behind closed doors. I mean, that's what really did it. Like,
No, fact.
so I don't know, man. That was good times. It was good times. That was a
Really,
great
really
time.
good time. Really good times, bro. Yep. All right, we coming down a stretch, bro. So unless you got another story you want to share with the people,
No,
so he
I'm
said.
good,
He
man.
said, "All right, we got I got 5 this or that questions.
uh,
You ready? All right. I see what you rocking, so you probably can already. I probably already got the answer to this. Nike or Adidas?
Adidas.
All right. 2003 state championship or 2004 state championship?
4, it was harder.
Text or FaceTime?
Text.
All right. 40-point game or triple double?
Hey, triple double.
All right. All right. All right. Last one. Chick-fil-A or Burger King?
I'm going Burger King,
I
man.
know.
I don't eat Chick-fil-A. They ain't got one in my neighborhood. I
Where
gotta travel out my
Oh,
my
out your
comfort zone to
comfort
get
zone. All right, that's real.
get some
That's real.
Chick-fil-A. Burger King me.
Hey, I love it. I love it, man. Whenever we have it, man, another episode of Leaf with the Legends podcast with my brother, my childhood friend. We've been rocking for 30 plus. Man, it's my dog. Like I said, Milwaukee legend, Rufus King legend, Carmen High School legend. It's my dog, man, DuPree Fletcher. Thanks for pulling up to the pod.
Man, appreciate you, Lee.
Man, you already know. You already know, man. As always, be legendary or be lost. Peace.